Ozark series finale. I know how everything ends. If you've looked at Netflix recently, you couldn't help but notice its #1 show, Ozark. The show has 4 seasons and just premiered part 1 of the series finale. Yes, I know, sad. I wish it weren't true. Yet here we are. Nothing seems to go according to plan. But I have some predictions about what will happen in season 4, part 2. So let's just dive right in. In an interview with IndieWire, the show's star, Jason Bateman, said that guests would be satisfied with the series finale and how everything wraps up. This leads fans, like myself, to a world of imagination. What could happen? Does that mean the family will get away with everything, as some of us may want? Or is everyone going to die, since that seems to be a recurring theme in the show? The main characters get shot, R.I.P. Darlene. Who knows? Jason Bateman, that's who knows. In that same interview, talking about his conversations with the show's writer, Chris Mundy, Bateman said he's got really good ideas about that. Specifically, what kind of happens at the end of the last episode. I know, and it's great. End quotation mark. If Bateman thinks it's great, the main character of the show, that leads me to thinking maybe he gets away with it all. Maybe he even gets recruited by Navarro in the end to run the whole cartel. Doubt that's the case, since Navarro said, blood over everything, to Javi, his nephew, when he told him that he would be the one taking his place. But Navarro has been lying straight to Javi's face, daily, about working with the FBI. So who can really say? After part 1, we can clearly see that part 2 will focus on Javi and his involvement with the birds and their network. In part 1, he called Claire Shaw, one of the featured characters, to tell her she'd be working directly with him from now on. Javi also asked for FBI agent Maya Miller's contact from Marty multiple times, even though, he evades the situation. As we already saw, Javi is impulsive, he's a hothead, and he's just plain problematic to the birds. A worthy opponent for Marty, who's literally the complete opposite, calm, collected in every situation. Now, even though we all know Javi's gonna be the one to it up, showrunner Mundy told us not to count out Navarro, even though he's in jail, in a recent interview with Entertainment Weekly. He said, end quote, for Navarro, he's a survivor. At a point in the next season, he's going to figure out if there's still a play to be made from prison. He certainly won't trust the birds, but they're a necessary evil in his life. So we obviously want him to be pinned down as possible, but you haven't seen the last of him, for sure. End quote. This makes me think Navarro has something else up his sleeve to either get him another meeting with the FBI or a play with the birds to get them all out of this life for good. But not back to Chicago or the US as they both want, but they both have enough money to live a life of luxury off the grid, in hiding, which I don't think is a bad option for either party, given the number of crimes they've all committed. But that's too easy. I think the beloved daughter, Charlotte, who does everything right and good for the family business, is going to die. She has to. That leaves room for Jonah to further his hate for his mother and adds the possibility of a spin-off for him and his disdain. He could pull Ruth into that show as well, since she's a heavy hitter and basically has no ties anymore, since Wyatt and Darlene are dead. If Charlotte doesn't die, I think she's gonna start dating Javi, Navarro's nephew, because what a twist that would be. He disturbingly flirted with her while they were at dinner with the birds, prompting her to eat oysters with him, as they sat across from, her parents. Anywho, she'd help run things with the cartel, and that could create a new spin-off starring them, the younger generation. She's really good at what she does, and she's great at helping the family business. She seems like she looks for approval from her parents, mainly Wendy. That is a spin-off I would watch, and I really think that could happen. In all, I think the birds will get away with everything, but somebody important still has to die. Either Navarro will get out of jail and have Javi killed, or he'll stay in jail, Javi will still die because of a hit that the birds put on him. Either way, everyone cannot stay alive. It's just not the Ozark way. The death and the drama make for great television. So those are my predictions thus far for season 4, part 2. Fun fact before we go, if you didn't know, Ozark is filmed in Atlanta, Georgia. And as you can see right here, it's right in front of my complex. My apartment complex is this building over here to the left. How dope is that? As always, thanks so much for tuning in. Follow us for more and keep it geek.